An Illinois man noticed the sidewalk sinking and then discovered a strange 1840s secret underfoot. For months, Gary and his wife Beth had lived in the house, completely unaware of this bizarre sight hidden beneath the ground. Yet they'd had to take a closer look after discovering that their sidewalk was beginning to collapse. Though what the people found has opened a door into Alton's past and inspired an array of fascinating speculation. In other words, there are any number of fascinating secrets that could have been lurking beneath the couple's property. According to Realtor.com, the house on Langdon Street was purchased by them for $429,000 back in December 2020. But little did the two know that they would be getting more than what they bargained for. With 5 bedrooms and 2.5 baths, the grand clapboard property is situated just a few blocks from the banks of the Mississippi River. And it seems this enviable position has attracted a number of illustrious people over the years. The architect, for example, was none other than Lucas Pfeifenberger, who would go on to become Alton's 25th mayor. Was it Pfeifenberger, perhaps, who left behind a secret for the property's future owners to uncover? Or was it one of his equally distinguished successors? After construction, the Telegraph reports that the house passed to Captain Henry Brugman, who became the city's 27th mayor. Then, years later, it was owned by the 49th person to hold the office, Paul Lentz. According to British newspaper The Daily Mail, the couple first suspected that there was a problem when Gary spotted a slope in the sidewalk outside their new home. But local source The Alton Telegraph reported that it was actually his wife who initially noticed that something was wrong. Apparently, Beth saw that a section of their sidewalk was emanating dust clouds and appeared to be hollow, and something unexpected happened when Gary took a closer look. Speaking to the Alton Telegraph in April 2021, she said, "My husband stepped on the bottom step and it kind of collapsed." Hoping to get to the root of the problem, Gary began to excavate part of the sidewalk, and that's when he noticed the entrance to a tunnel located beneath his property. Speaking to the Alton Telegraph, Beth recalled a bizarre moment when her husband alerted her to the startling discovery. According to reports, the tunnel entrance itself is built from limestone, a material that's found in abundance in the hills surrounding Alton. When Gary and Beth peered inside, they discovered a low-arched tunnel lined with brick. The floor, meanwhile, appeared to be covered in rocks and dirt and littered with scraps of wood. At the far end of the tunnel, the Mackins spotted a pile of dirt blocking the passageway. Did the mysterious hole extend even further back? Although the couple were unable to excavate any further, the discovery prompted them to delve deeper into the history of their property in search of answers. According to historians here in the Alton area, this tunnel was put here in around 1840. At that point, though, the trail appears to go cold. According to the Daily Mail, Gary believes that the tunnel was covered over sometime in 1895, when the brick surface of Langdon Street was laid. But so far, he's only been able to speculate on what its original use may have been. As it turns out, the space has plenty of odd features that have kept him guessing. Gary explained to Patrick that he had consulted with a Landmark Historical Society about his surprising find. Sadly, the organization hadn't been able to give him any definitive answers, though it had made a few suggestions. So, what might this mystery tunnel have been used for? According to Beth, one theory is the passage was once used for food or ice storage. The temperature inside would have stayed cooler than elsewhere after all, and this would have created the ideal conditions for preserving perishable goods. Might the members of Alton High Society who once lived in the house have kept their dinner party provisions stashed safely away below? Another idea, Beth told the Alton Telegraph, is that the tunnel might have once housed a carriage. Interestingly, she has photographic evidence to support this theory in the form of an early 20th century snap. The image was published by the Alton Telegraph, and it shows the house not long after it was built. In the photograph, a building which looks like equestrian stables can be seen located beneath the house. Is it possible then that the tunnel recently uncovered was connected to this structure in some way? Or is there a more dramatic explanation for this secret passageway? One that encompasses a darker chapter in America's past. Speaking to Fox 2 St. Louis, Gary speculated it could have been used for the Underground Railroad. Before the Civil War, you see, Illinois was considered a free state where the practice of slavery was outlawed. Across the Mississippi from Alton, though, the people of Missouri had yet to follow suit. Slaves from Missouri would often seek shelter in Alton after escaping to freedom on the other side of the river. En route, they were assisted by the network of safe houses and hiding places known as the Underground Railroad. Could it be then that the Mackins had uncovered just one such refuge buried underneath their historic home? There's no proof of that, Gary admitted, but there was a ferry here in the Alton area to the Missouri side, and it's possible it could have been used for that. But whatever the purpose of the tunnel, it's clear that building it was no mean feat. In fact, Gary believes it would have been a large operation involving multiple people. Whatever they built this for, it took a lot of men and a lot of hours, Gary told Fox 2 St. Louis. You know, one guy didn't do this. He later told the Alton Telegraph, someone went a lot of trouble to build this, only then to block it off. But how exactly did such a significant structure remain hidden beneath the Mackins' home for so long? After all, no fewer than 3 of the city's mayors have lived there over the years. Were they really completely oblivious to the fascinating slice of history laying buried beneath their feet? I don't know if any of them knew about this, Gary told Fox 2 St. Louis. The house was built in 1890, the tunnel's believed to be from 1840, so it was here for 50 years. We got maps that go back to 1863, and this house was not there, and there was not another house on this property here. Despite the tunnel's long history, though, it seems that nobody is sure exactly what it was built for. Unfortunately, they might also never find out. Although Gary is interested in opening up the structure for tours, he'd need assistance with the costs and logistics in order to do so. And in the meantime, he has his sidewalk to think of. For now at least, the secret hideaway beneath Langdon Street is being resealed. Hopefully, it will one day attract the attention of experts who can solve its mysteries once and for all.